Hi there, welcome to Scrap and Coffee. So I'm going to do another try on filming a part of my decoration process for the wallet folio. So I've tried to do this was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember, and that went totally wrong. I just totally forgot or didn't press it correct, the record button. So I was filming for over an hour and I didn't film anything. So okay, I've been doing a lot of stupid things the last couple of days, but hopefully today will be better. So I will show you what we've done, what I've done so far. So this part was all on part 1. And then on part 2, what I was not filming correct, I made the envelope closures for this one. So that was quite a bummer that I didn't got it on camera, but okay, I've made that and I've done the side inside of the flaps. And of course the inside here I will show you quickly, but this is the flap one. The other one is a pocket, so yeah, the white isn't staying in place correctly, but that's okay. And so this is what we've done on the inside. And then this one is a pocket. So and so today I am going to continue. Oh yeah, and this I also did this. I'm going to continue right here. Hopefully I can finish up the inside quickly, but we'll see how it gets. I did have an idea of what I was going to do, and then I found out that I made another mistake. So my first batch of papers that I printed from this collection were printed on the wrong side of my paper. So that's not like a really big deal, but you do notice a big difference when you see it next to each other. So I can show you a little bit on this one because I've printed the other side of this as well. Let me see where I have that sheet. Right here. So here you can see the difference. Like it's so much more vibrant when you print on the right side of your papers. So yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to use this one on the inside of the folio, and for this is also on the wrong side. This is also on the wrong side. This should be much darker. And then I will print new ones for the outside cover because I am going to use this on the outside cover as well. Yeah, so that happened, and here you see the difference maybe. Like this was printed on the wrong side, this was printed on the right side. And I know that there is a right and a wrong side on the papers, but I think I was printing in the evening, so I think I just didn't see it correctly with the lights that I had at that moment. So what I'm going to do for this large part here, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to cut it to size, and then I'm going to decide on what size of photo do I want to have here. So first I'm going to cut it to size, and I think I need 5.5 by 8 1/8. So let's cut that, and I want to keep this whole image here. So I'm going to cut it just above the tulip, and then I will make it 5.5. I will rather cut away a little bit on the bottom here than cut off that tulip there. So I have been, like I said, I've been doing a lot of stupid things the last couple of days, and I blame it on the pregnancy because it's an easy excuse, but also I think that's just what's happening to me. I have days where I have like a really rushed feeling in my body, almost like a nervous feeling. So on those days, apparently I should not be trying to make a video for YouTube. That's what I've learned. But yeah, we'll manage. It's not a big deal that video. Oh, I hate it that I'm just going to cut it just here. And you know you cannot keep everything, but I do want to keep that one. So I'm going to cut here, and then I have to cut off just a little bit here. It's just finding out that you made all those mistakes every day happen. I find out something. It's frustrating. And it's not only with crafting, it's in my daily life as well. I try to cook dinner and I just do something stupid, or I forget ingredients, or I don't know. So there you go. So the most important thing for me is that I take it slow, don't try to rush myself. Just keep thinking. So this is what we are going to place here. So let me see what I think about a 6x4. And of course I'm not just going to stick it on there. How much am I going to lose? Not too much, I think. So let's just go bold for the 6x4, and then let's go, let's see, 1/4 of an inch from the edge there, or maybe 3/8 of an inch. Let's do 3/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. Okay. So let's place this to the side for a second. Okay, so I was going for a 3/8 of an inch border. Sorry, I had to take a little break for my daughter. I am going 3/8 of an inch from the top and from this edge. So that would be, and then I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. And right here, 3/8 of an inch. Four. So 1, 2, 3, but we won't make it. It will be around here. So of course I'm not going to cut here, I'm going to cut around it. Let's see, maybe there's an easier way of doing this by just lining this up, because we have 2 guidelines right now. So let's draw this. Right there. Okay, so this is the 6x4 photo. I don't know how well you can see my lines, but I am now going to draw on where I am going to cut around the image. So probably I will cut this part out a little bit, so you don't have to watch me do this whole thing. Okay, so then again, like we did in the previous video as well, I am going to cut it out, and I'm just going for the 6x4, and I will slightly trim my 6x4 down. That's for me right now the easiest way to go. I could make the frame slightly larger, but I'm not going to do it. It's fine with me. You just cut like 1/16 out of each side off, or for my white I would do 1/8 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch. So my craft knife. So again, this is going to take a while, but I'm just going to cut around on my pencil mark as good as I can what I just draw. So again, this is a time-consuming thing to do, but I think the end result of this technique is pretty awesome. You do have to find the right picture to place here, where it doesn't mind that you lose a little bit of your image. But yeah, most of the time you will find a photo that will work. And of course, yeah, well, this is a pretty large area of your photo that you will be losing. Normally it's not that much, it's just a little bit, but so we just need to find the 6x4 in a landscape direction that has his focal points centered. Then we will be fine, probably. Let's cut around this a little. No, I'm just going to cut that straight. So for the straighter parts, I am just going to use my ruler. I did do it there by hand, but not on the longer parts. So that's one side. And then I also have to check if I don't miss anything. Like right here. I have to cut it a little bit further. Okay, let's see carefully. There we go. So again, I'm not throwing this away, but maybe because maybe I can use this part for some strips. Then my next step is to remove my pencil marks that I didn't cut away. So there we go. Now I have to find myself a piece of black cardstock, a scrap piece that I can use to strengthen those edges. This is not big enough. Maybe this one. Yep, so it's a bigger piece, but that's okay. Maybe okay, let's see. Because maybe this is not high enough, I think. No. No, that's not high enough. This is a little bit higher, so maybe that can work. No. Is the wing higher than the flower? That's weird to me. Oh, it's not high enough at all. No, wait. Oh, see, here I go again doing all this crazy stuff. I can easily make this work. I just don't have to place it all the way to the bottom, of course. Okay, like that. So I'm kind of in doubt if this time I am going to, because it's such a big piece with some delicate parts, I am going to ink the inside of my my frame, and then I'm going to attach the black cardstock before I'm going to draw and cut, because it's going to be a tough job getting it all attached how you want it. I think after we have cut the black and then get all your details in place, I think it's going to be a tough job. So let's do it the other way around this time. And I'm not going to worry too much about the inking because, yeah, you probably won't see too much of it anyway. and it's all so flimsy. I do this from the back, as you can notice, this inking, so that I don't smudge my pattern paper in front. So that's something that I do on purpose. So let's see if I can do this one right now, and otherwise I will do it when the black is on there. But here is this flimsiness of this paper is tough to work with. But yeah, that's my own doing. So I'm going to cut this to size. Let's see, I want to have it a little, let's just cut it here. From edge to edge on the sides, this a little shorter, a little shorter. And then, no, not all the way to the bottom, almost did it again. So let's place some glue here on the back. Oh, that's way too much. This will go to the edge, and then I don't know exactly to where we are going, but I'm smooshing this out a little bit. Now make sure that I don't place it too low, so it's better to do it this way. Okay. Check if I don't have any glue here showing. Let's glue that edge down. So this is time consuming, like I said in the first video. You really have to embrace the process of going for it. And don't think that you can start right now with your matting process on this small project and be finished by today. That's just not gonna happen. So again, I'm tracing it, so repeating, and then I'm going to cut all my pencil marks for a nice black border there. And well, with this flimsy paper, I do recommend do it with the black cardstock if you're using a normal heavyweight. Or I'm saying heavyweight, but what's the weight of a normal pattern paper collection? I don't know. But if you're using that, then you don't necessarily have to use the black border. Especially because, you know, you will put your photo behind it and that will be it for this layout on this page. And you know, it's not like with a pocket where you're going to put stuff in, take it out, put it back in. So it's not a big deal if you don't back it with the black cardstock. However, I like the look of it, so that's why I do it almost always actually. So I went a little bit too close to the image there. And this pencil mark is just a guideline, you know, if you don't follow it exactly, that's no problem. Whatever is showing after you've got, you're just going to erase it. So again, here we go again. Just repeat what I just did on the pattern paper, and let's hope that I get through this cardstock with one try. So this is a technique that I like to use when I want to use a pretty pattern paper and I don't want to lose the image on it, and also I don't want to have too much bulk on the page. And you could make a layout on this page with 2 or maybe 3 photos on it, but I just want to go for one. That's beautiful and highlighted. So I have been doing it in the past and I haven't done it in quite a while. And then I did it on my flex folio and I loved how that looked. And then I did it on another project that I'm not able to show you yet. And now I'm doing it again. So if the paper is right and the layout is right, it's a technique that I love to use. But sometimes you forget about certain techniques and then you don't use it for a while. We're almost there. Okay, now I also going to cut around this edge, so really careful. Use your ruler if you don't trust yourself, which in my case would be better at this moment, but I think I managed. And now let's see if I was able to go through the cardstock at once. It looks like I did. Let's hope I did it everywhere. Yes, beautiful. If you are going to look at this up close, you will see flaws, but I think from your camera view, from a small distance, it looks pretty awesome already. This is so worth the extra time and work to me. So, erasing my pencil marks, because of course I didn't go exactly on those pencil marks. And that's fine. There we go. So now, before I'm going to attach it, I'm going to cut down my 6x4 photo mat. And like I said, because this is just a white, I'm just going to eyeball that I cut off about 1/8 of an inch. And here I can measure it. And then I will see how that fits in the frame. And I can always cut it a little bit more. And for my photo, I would go, I will do on all 4 sides something to keep your photo centered. So probably this will look a little bit like this. I'll have an edge right here and here. And not so much in the bottom, but that's fine. So that's fine. Okay, it fits. So I need to ink up the outside of this piece. Don't forget, this is my photo mat that I've cut down. And now I am using this removable glue, so I am going to, it has to dry for a little bit, so I'm going to place a little bit on here, hopefully, if it wants to work. Oh, way too much. Smoosh it a little bit. I'm always, you know, with this sort of things, I don't want to use too much because, yeah, let's say because I'm Dutch, I don't know. It's quite expensive glue actually, so I'm thinking about getting some white ink, so you can ink your photo image on a black cardstock. 9 out of 10 times I'm using black cardstock, so that would be, and here I have a little bit of overhang of the black, but I don't mind because it's going on black, so it's fine. I'm not even going to try and clean it up because I probably only make it worse. So yeah, white ink, so I can stamp it on the, so if I would have placed this in there, now I have to be really careful that I don't place anything on there. So I would just place this frame and then you can stamp right here on the black cardstock. So remember how I went wrong here? If you see my first video that I put glue there, you don't want to do that. We are only going to put glue right there. All of this we don't want to have it glued down, so we can place our photo underneath it. So we need to be pretty careful with where we are placing our glue. So I'm going on the outer edge. And if you've seen more decorating videos of me, you probably know that I don't use a lot of glue to prevent warping the paper. So I'm going right here, just here on the bottom, maybe a little bit just under the black, right there, and right there, and here I went a little bit too far in, I think. That's what my gut is telling me. So now I have to place it down before it dries. I'm aiming for a 1/8 of an inch border. I don't know how good in frame I am here. So there we go. And this, I really need to let it dry for a second, so I'm just going to leave it, and when it's dry I'm going to place it in there. So hopefully I put it somewhere where it doesn't stick on something, because that just might happen to me. That wouldn't surprise me. So for here I was thinking on using, oh sorry, something fell, these papers, and then in the middle this I would need to cut down a 4x4. I think I can place 3 3/8. Yeah, so I think I'm going to place a 3 3/8 of an inch by 3 3/8 of an inch. That means that I may have to crop a photo down, but that's okay with me. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm thinking about combining these two. But I'm in doubt if I want to have the green on top or white. But I think the green will be fun. I'm just going to try it. So for that I think I need 2 inches by 3 inches. And this is going to be 3 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so let's cut that to size quickly. And then I also need my envelope punch board. And this is, I think it's going to be a tough one. We'll see, because this is 2 inches, so I need to line it up with 1. And I'm guessing that's about there. Yeah, I'm just praying here because you don't really have a mark for the 1, but I think I did that right. So for these features, you cut your pattern paper to size, then find the center and line it up in your punch board. So let's see how this is going to look. So I want to place this one right there. So see, this is, I kept that longer and I got these two shorter. Then we are going to put that there. And this will go in here. And I think that looks cute. And then we can decide if we want to have the white wood grain in the middle underneath the photo. We'll see, maybe we can do that with a nice embellishment. That looks good to me. So let's just do it. Don't think about it too much. So I have some pocket cards and I think I'm going to put this one in there. So let's see if I can have some black for that as well. Cool. I'm going everywhere with glue. Carefully. I did a pretty good job with my punch board. Maybe my bad luck is over, but I don't cheer too soon. Is that a like in Dutch we would say like don't cheer too soon, but I don't know if that's a saying in English language as well. We have all kind of weird things in our Dutch language, like when you would literally translate it to English, it sounds really silly. So for these, I'm only putting glue on 3 sides and I don't even go all the way to the bottom because it's only going to make it difficult for me to get it in there. So these mats, you want to have it long enough to cover up your punch if you use that punch. Well, sometimes I like to place a little bit of white so I can see if I'm straight. So you want to have it deep enough to cover this punch hole, and I just eyeballed it like 2.5 is going to be more than enough, but probably with 1.5 you would have had enough right here. So, but you can also put it all the way to the bottom if that's what you prefer, of course. I always think that's a waste of my pattern paper, and if I really want to make sure that everything that I want to put in the pocket goes easy in there, because you have that little construction strip on the bottom that sometimes gives a little bit of trouble, then I would place a piece of printer paper in there all the way to the bottom and then put my pattern paper on top of it. Nice. So I'm also going to put some glue on here. I should have already done that. Come on. I'm being dangerous here. Let's see. What do we have? I can also place it to the bottom, of course, but I don't think the pink will look nice with it. Maybe I can do that right here or something, but I don't think so. I don't think I will be using a lot of embellishments right here on this folio. No. Maybe this one on the green. I think I'm going to put some green here. So that would be 3 3/8, but I have to measure how much I need on the bottom. Ooh. So if I go for 1/8 border, let's put the white underneath so I can see. Go a little higher. Then I would need 1.5 by 3 3/8. Okay. And let's see if I can find it. So I don't know if I said it in the last video as well, but when I always keep my black scraps from constructing a project, and then when I'm done with the whole project, I will see like what papers can I use on constructing another album. So I will just save it, and the other pieces I'm going to see if I can pre-cut my photo mats. It's always very convenient to have those lying around. So this is dried, and I'm going to place it carefully underneath here. Hopefully it's all going to work for me and I didn't glue it down too far in. And if that's the case, then I'm just going to use my spatula to get it folded up a little bit. I don't have to go all the way to the bottom. Maybe I don't even need glue on this photo mat here. So this is a little bit difficult as well, but it will go in there, I promise. Let's see how my edge is here. Hopefully I can get it a little bit this way. There we go. Oh, don't do that with your inky fingers on the whites. So that's in there. I'm going to cut this slightly. Just to get a little bit of a better fit here. So, ink. And ink this one. So my pocket cards in this collection and the embellishment I printed on 12 by 12, so that is not the flimsy paper. That's the better paper. I don't know what the weight is of that paper, but yeah, it's just like a normal weight cardstock that you would use for a matting process. So I figured out that my colors were better when I wasn't printing 12 by 12, because when I print 12 by 12 I'm not able to put settings on my printer to photo paper. I use matte photo paper for printing, and that reduces the quality of the print, just like when you print on the wrong side. It would be the same result. I think you can say that. And so I've ordered my second batch of printing paper, 8.5 by 11, because I figured out, I'm just doing what I'm doing right now. I'm just printing it, and I decide what part of the paper I want to print, and I can always print two papers if I want to have the complete paper available to me. It was a lot cheaper as well, because the other one was 13 by 19 inches and I cut it down to 12 by 12. But I didn't pay attention to the weight of the paper that I bought, 8.5 by 11. So I didn't know there was so much difference in there. So I need to pay attention to that a little bit better next time. But it was like 100 sheets of paper. I bought it on Amazon. I think it was 28 Canadian dollars. But yeah, 100 sheets will last me a while, I think. Well, not too long if I go printing digital collection as I'm doing now in this pandemic. Oh, but I've ordered such a beautiful paper collection from Kaiser Crafts. Well, I think it was called Mystical? Was that it? Something like that. But oh, I can't wait to get it in and make something with it. So let's see if we can do something to make this a little bit more fun. I think this one will go with it pretty nice. So I'm just going to glue it on the bottom a little bit. So I love working with the digitals. I think it's really fun. Gives you a lot of opportunity to play with the papers and the sizes of images and all that sort of stuff. But I'm also really looking forward to have an actual paper pad in my hands again. So for now, but I'm going to make a new one. I'm just going to place that in there, and I will make a photo mat for it, but I'm not going to do it now. So I think I will start with this. So I have this purple, and here I've placed it in this direction. But you know what? I don't mind. I'm just going to place it in the other direction right there. I'm just going to do it, and no more questions asked. And I'm going to combine it with this one. Beautiful, beautiful paper. And I will lose some of those images, but yeah, here I'm not going to fuss around too much. I'm just going to measure and cut. So for the first one, I need, this is 2, and here I need 2 3/4 for the purple. Okay, I will remeasure when I'm having it in my paper trimmer, because I know I'm going to forget anyway. Okay, then I need my envelope punch board, and I need to measure. Because this is a weird measurement. So I'm going to find the center, and it's 8 1/8, so that's like 4 1/16 of an inch. Yes. So I'm lining my edge up here with the 4 1/16 of an inch, about, because it's not really a measurement on there, but you just place it between the 4 and the 4 1/8 of an inch, and punch it. And we do the same thing for this piece. There we go. And then this is what we are going to have. Oh. So nothing too special here. And that looks pretty awesome to me. So ink. So have you ever done a project where you were inking your cardstock as well to make it look like more vintage? I've made an album once with crafts, and then ink it all with it was or the walnut stain or the vintage photo, but like you ink every crease on your cardstock, every edge on your cardstock, on your binding. Oh, I couldn't see any ink after I was done with that. That's like a lot of work. I love the look though, it's totally worth it, but oof. So here you actually only have to ink the 3 sides that you are going to see. And then once you've done all that fuzzing around in that one piece, it's so satisfying to do something quick and rather easy. So I could also use the same paper on all 3 of my pockets here, but I just like to break it up a little bit. Nice. So here I'm only inking 3 sides, and I'm not going too low, because then you will glue your pocket closed. So think about that. Don't go all the way to the bottom. So here I'm lining it up here in the middle. And hopefully I'm straight on the top. It's hard for me to see without getting my head all the way in the camera. And then most of the times I would go with my bone folder here in the pocket a little bit. And then last piece, so that goes quick. I'm sorry, quickly. Okay. Nice. So I have this pocket card that I can put here, and I have this one that I can also put there, but I have to back it with the black, and I will also place a photo mat on there, but that's because it has to dry, I'm going to do it off camera. It's a little bit easier for now. So here I was kind of in doubt. Do I have one? Yeah. Am I going to place like a little 2x2 photo there, combined with some pattern paper? Now I can use this, or the purple, or the black. I can also do that. So have it come back one more time. How would the black look? Let's see, do I have a piece of that left that I can use? Let's go into my scraps here. Look at that. I think that's all I have, but that will be enough. Oh, here I have some more. I think I like that. So I would need 2 inches by, I think 1 7/8 is what I'm going to do, and then a 2x2 here. Let's do this first, because I'm thinking also maybe I can do a little insertion point there. So I'm not going to stamp these 2x2s, I'm just going for it like this. Because you can also use it as a journaling. Oh. Leave that to dry. That's one. And that's two. So what I'm thinking about doing here is cutting a piece that can go here. And then, but I do need something that's wide enough. Oh, this is wide enough, and I can use the bottom with it. And then cut a strip to go here and make that an insertion point, so you can place a little something in there. So not an obvious photo place. Okay, so I did some cutting. So let's open this up, it's better to see. So I've cut it to 3 3/8 of an inch in width for the 1 1/8 inch border, and then I've got a piece that's 2 by 3 3/8 of an inch, and that will go over here. And I've got a strip, I think this is 1 1/8 of an inch or something, but you will need at least 1 inch. This is even 1 1/4, but that's fine. I also cut it to 3 3/8, and we are going to glue it on here where we have about a 1/8 of an inch border there on top. So first ink it. And this is really for something small. Let's ink this one also right away. 3 sides only necessary. Doesn't matter if you do 4, but it doesn't need it. So first I'm going to glue this to stay away from that one longer edge. Well, let's just do it like this. So I didn't go all the way to the edge because you want to have that 1/8 inch border. Line it up from edge to edge and let that dry for a second. So in the meanwhile we can attach this piece. Now this piece is 3 3/8 inch by 3.5. So I just measured that there was a little bit of overlapping, but I have to make sure that I have the right side in the right coordination, so I don't glue it down sideways. So no, I don't have any glue here. You can do it if you want to. I think I might do it in this case a little bit, just to keep it down a little bit. And now we are going to glue this right here, but I'm only going to glue it on 3 sides. So I'm going to place a little bit on the edge. And then glue it down here, where you have about 1/8 inch border, and line up your edges of your pieces here again. And let that dry for a second. Don't mess around with it too much as of yet. So this area is really for your smaller photos. Oop. Now let's place this one. So no stamp on this one, because you can also use it for journaling if you don't like to place a small photo there. Is that dry enough? So that's it. I'm having dirty fingers, you see? It's this cardstock. And now that I'm working on it anyway. So the inside is almost done. I do need to do this top flap here, but I don't know what I'm going to place there yet, so I'm just going to leave it. I need to do this one. And I might do some strips on my gussets, but that's something that I will decide on the end. So for now, I hope this fits, because I haven't tried it even. It's good enough. So there will go photo mats on these bags as well. I have to cut something to size for the 6x4. So let's see. I might go for something like that. I think that will work with all my, something different. I don't have this line here, so I'm just going to cut this piece. Yep, maybe, let's see, this was, so I need 1 inch by a little under 2. Just to secure myself a little bit more. So even though I had my struggles with this project, it's coming to an end. See, I can put this in here with a photo mat, maybe. Maybe a little 3x3 or something. But probably a cropped 3x3. And I can also glue it down here if I want to, but and here I can do that. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm going to wrap it up. Or I can do it there. That's fun. Oh, I cannot make up my mind, so I'm going to put it there. It fits with the card as well. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Close it all. And then the next time we will be working on our cover. So almost done. I don't know where I put my paper clip, but I can use this one. I don't need that anymore. There we go. So thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.